It is with regards to your program wherein you allege na gumastos po ang Kongreso ng 1.8 billion pesos sa traveling expenses. Now, we're also here to determine whether SMNI is liable with regards to the violation of Section 4 of the franchise, disseminating unverified news. Ngayon, tinanong po natin, Mr. Chair, kanina sa mga legal counsel ng SMNI regarding this program at saka yung mga statements ng dalawang anchor persons, but unfortunately, they were not in a position to answer our questions. So, nandito na po yung dalawang anchor person. Tanungin ko po kayo, sino po yung nagsabi na merong 1.8 billion pesos na ginastos ang Kongreso para sa traveling expenses, Mr. Chair?
May I request the honorable committee members and the chairman to allow me to answer about the question. Ako po yung nagsabi sa forma ng pagtatanong mula po sa dalawang pinanggalingang impormasyon na pumasok po sa amin, particularly sa akin. And hindi po yung buong Kongreso ang tinutumbok ng pagtatanong na yon, kung hindi ang Office of the Speaker, ni Speaker Martin Romualdez. So to give context to that, ini-interview po namin si former Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission Chairperson Greco Bellica tungkol po sa 1.1 billion na allegation sa travel expenses ni Secretary Loizaga ng DENR. Live via Zoom siya. And then pumasok po yung unang impormasyon. Yung isang impormasyon ay unlisted number sa cellphone ko. Yung isa po ay kilala ko na source. At dati ko na po siyang nakakausap nung ako po ay nasa National Operations Command ng NPA. So matagal ko na siyang kilala at nagbibigay siya ng mga impormasyon noon nung ako ay aktibo pa sa NPA. So nagtutugma yung kanilang pagtatanong. Ka-Eric, kindly ask the resource persons, former Secretary Greco Bellica, kung totoo ba na may 1.8 billion na umabot na expenses si Speaker Martin Romualdez from the travel. So ako po yung unang nagbungad niyan habang ini-interview namin si Secretary Greco Bellica. At ang source ko po, ang isa ay unlisted number sa text message, pero tumugma po doon sa isang source na kilala ko. And yun po ang dahilan kung bakit kami nagbungad noon without any intent of malice or imputing any sign of disrespect to the Speaker of the House, because it is we presume it is part of our editorial authority and policy as well to open questions pertaining to public interest issues. And sinabi namin na sana magpaliwanag ito si Speaker Martin Romualdez or ang House of Representatives as a matter of our obligation under the editorial authority provided by SMNI sa mga anchors.
Mr. Chair, Eric, when you delivered your statement, you presumed that your source was correct. Kayo po ba ay naniniwala na may 1.8 billion pesos na ginastos ang Kongreso para sa travel expenses?
Your Honor, kung naniniwala pa ako outright, hindi ibig sabihin affirmative ka agad ang posisyon ko. Yung tono po ng pag-deliver sa buong konteksto ng programa ay pagtatanong, clarification, because we want to clarify matters of public interest that are so serious, like the information na ibinahagi po sa amin. So wala po kaming conclusion doon.
Alam, Mr. Chair, may we know sino po ang source ninyo?
May I request, Your Honor, to refer to the legal advice of the legal team from the SMNI.
I don't think, Mr. Chair, I have to refer to the legal counsel. Kayo po ang tinatanong ko, Eric. Sino po ba ang source ninyo? Remember that you're under oath.
Yes.
And under our House rules, if you cannot answer my question truthfully, we can cite you for contempt and we can detain you. So again, let me ask you again, Mr. Chair. Sino po bang source ninyo?
Again, may I request, Your Honor, to be guided properly on my legal rights and on my legal basis and foundation to appropriately answer the question of the Honorable Congressman so that I will be protected also of my constitutional and legal rights before I give the answer to a very sensitive request from the Honorable Congressman.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Yeah, Honorable Franz Castro.
Kasi Mr. Chair, yung ating dalawang lawyer dito, they are corporate lawyers. And they are not lawyer of individual anchor. So yun po ang sabi nila.
Alam po
So-
ninyo, opo, bago po kayo dumating, klaruhin ko na po yung sinasabi ni Congressman, ni Cong Castro. Kanina po, tinatanong po namin yung kayo. Ang sagot po nila, hindi kami diyan dito para depensahan ang mga anchor namin. Andito kami for SMNI. Ergo, wala po silang sinasabi na wala silang otoridad na depensahan kayo. That's why, transversely, now that we're asking you, and they already manifested under oath that they cannot, they're not here to defend you or to even assist you. Therefore, we're asking, and we will have to be very clear that the question of the Honorable Pimentel should be answered directly by you.
Mr. Chair.
Kasi po, pinag-usapan po natin klaro naman ho kayo kanina, 3 beses kami nagtanong sa inyo
Yes,
Diba,
Mr. Chair.
3 beses mo kasi hanapin natin sa transcript, andyan
Yes,
yan.
yes.
Hindi ko kami nandito para depensa ng mga anchor namin. Katunayan, may disclaimer nga kami dyan Kung ano sabihin nila, wala kaming pakialam. Ganyan siya sabi nyo kanina
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Oh,
That's
but
our answer,
that's
Mr.
right.
Chair.
Now that we've said that,
Can I,
we cannot entertain that request because you manifested that earlier.
but for purposes of due
Mr.
process,
Chair. Again,
Donald
ulitin
Bravo.
ko, malapit na akong uminit ang ulo. I will move to cite you in contempt for not obeying our rules.
again, sorry for that, Mr. Chair.
Kami nga na tahimik dito. Inaantay namin yung permission ng chairman.
Oh,
Ikaw naman, resource person dito. Daldal ka ng daldal.
thank you, the Honorable.
I'd like to apologize
Ako.
for that, Mr. Chair.
Yes. So now, please answer the question of the Honorable Pimentel.
Mr. Chair, again, may I ask Ka Eric, sino po bang source ninyo dito sa sinasabi ninyong gumastos ang Kongreso ng 1.8 billion pesos para sa traveling expenses?
Your Honor, if I may respectfully be allowed to request the honorable body, this committee, since the question, I think, borders to my right about the protection of my source, as well as to my constitutional right, may I humbly request the committee, are my constitutional rights suspended in this committee hearing? Because it is my right, I believe, to have a legal advice on sensitive matters that require for me to be protected by my constitutional right. So, without offense meant to the honorable members of this committee, may I be allowed to exercise the constitutional right for me to have a counsel to properly advise me on legally sensitive question, which I believe may deem into the encroachment of my fundamental constitutional guarantee of rights in the Constitution.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, the Honorable Akop is recognized.
we as a body or individually are not suppressing the rights of Mr. Celis. We're just asking him a question. If he wants to answer so, he answers. If not, he tells us the reason why he will not be able to answer. Di po ba? Hindi naman namin sinusuppress yung right mo rito eh. We're not. We're just asking you a question. Now, if you prefer to answer it, do so. If not, then you say so, why not? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And also, it's not infringing, it is not an incriminatory, di ba? It's not incriminatory, therefore you cannot cite the right to self-incrimination.
Mr. Chair, aside from this and more than that, we are not conducting hearing under a court of law. We're conducting hearing in Congress. And I'm not very sure if you are entitled to a legal counsel. Hindi naman to kaso itong inaatupag natin. This is an inquiry in aid of legislation. And it's a simple question because what we are trying to determine here, Mr. Chair, yung sinabi ho ninyo, totoo ba yun o hindi? Based on the privileged speech of Congressman J.J. Romualdez, or Romualdez rather than J.J. Suarez, we would like to know, kasi baka naman tainted itong source mo, whether this was politically motivated. In fact, hindi ko nga alam kung bakit na pinalabas yung 1.8 billion pesos yung traveling expenses ni Speaker, When in fact, for your enlightenment, Yusek Lorraine and Ka Eric, Mr. Chair, andito po yung finance officer natin. Nandito po din kanina si Secretary General Velasco para madinigo lang ninyo to Mr. Bobby Maling. Magkano ang ginastos ng Kongreso at ni Speaker for this year para sa traveling expenses? Para madinig po ni Ka Eric at saka ni Lorraine.
With your permission, Mr. Chair, for the office of the speaker, the total expenses for the travel is 4.3 million, more or less, Mr. Chair. And for the other expenses, for the other official expenses, it's 35.2 million, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Mr.
Thank you,
Chair,
Mr. Chair.
it is very clear po, no, Ka Eric and Lorraine. Ang ginastos lang po ni Speaker Romualdez was 4.3 million pesos from January to October. Ang Kongreso was 35 million. So ang kabuuan po ng gastos ng Kongreso, including yung travel ni Speaker, was only 39 million pesos. Pero yung sa show ninyo, ang sinabi nyo kay Speaker lang ang binanggit ninyo, hindi yung sa Kongreso. So actually, it was only 4.3 million pesos. Napakalayo naman po doon sa sinabi nyo na 1.8 billion pesos. Hindi po kaya na ginagamit ninyo ang SMNI for a smear campaign? Because in the recent months, ilang mga shows, ilang mga programa ng SMNI was directed to malign, to attack Congress as an institution. Kaya po tanong ko, baka naman yung programa ninyo, ginagamit na rin yan para atakihin ang Kongreso. Kaya we need to know yung source ninyo. Because if not, baka naman gawa-gawa lang ninyo na yung sinasabi nyong source, wala naman kayong source. Kaya ang gusto naming malaman, kung ito ba ay gagawa-gawa ninyo or according to you, there's a source. Because we want also to know whether SMNI is liable for the violation of Section 4 of your franchise. Sinasabi kanina ni Attorney Tolentino, meron silang disclaimer. But on the other hand, there is a conflict. But on the other hand, may disclaimer nga sila na wala daw silang pakialam so kung anong sabihin ng mga anchor persons. However, he said that your talents of SMNI paid by SMNI. So meaning you're under control of SMNI. So that disclaimer does not apply. Mag-a-apply lang siguro yung disclaimer if you're a black timer. But according to SMNI officials, you are talents of SMNI. So directly, you are under their management and supervision. Kaya dapat, Mr. Chair, malaman natin yung source. O baka naman guni-guni lang ni Ka Eric yung source na yun. You have two sources, you said. Yung unang source, taga saan ba? Or from where? From media ba? From Congress?
Nandito yung mga media. I know how they also feel kapag pinilit sila na ang source nila ilabas nila doon sa mga sensitibong impormasyon.
O sana naman po, wag ninyong gamitin yung programa ninyo para sa pag-atake ng mga individual. But rather, sabi nga ninyo, ay yung programa nyo, laban para sa bayan. Hindi na laban para sa bayan nyo, kundi pag-atake na sa mga individual. So yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Just po klaro ka. Alam po ninyo, hindi naman ho kayo personal ang Kaya nga sinabi ko, wala naman pong Hindi po kayo personal ang aming ang rason kung bakit po tayo nandito. Ang talagang rason ho nito, at hindi naman po to press freedom. Ang dito, meron bang violation sa prangkisa? Yun lang ho to. Okay? Ito po ang punot dulo ng hearing na to. Okay? It's about, is there a violation of the franchise?
Mr. Chair,
Okay? Kaya po, nasa committee kayo ng legislative franchise. Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yung katabi ho niya wanted to speak,
may I?
Ma'am
Yes, just
Ma'am Lorraine
very
Badoy,
briefly
you
lang
wanted
po,
to
sir.
speak.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You have the floor, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just want to respond to the Honorable Pimentel when he said that there was might be a smear campaign against Congress. And that's farthest from the truth po. Kasi me personally, my father was a congressman for a very long time. I was a very young girl when I ran dito ako tumatakbo, dito ako lumaki po sa Patbatasan when I lost my mother when I was very young. So this place is very dear to me, as well as the work of the people in Congress. So, walang-wala po yan sa isip namin, lalo na sa SMNI. At saka po, buo yung tiwala namin sa institusyon. At yun yung siguro gusto kong mawala sa isip ninyo, na hindi po walang katiting na katotohanan doon. Punong-puno kami ng respeto at admiration sa trabaho ng Kongreso. Alam namin yon. At yung pangbababoy na ginagawa sa Kongreso, aware po kami dyan. Aware na aware kami at kasama ninyo kami sa paglinis ng Kongreso. Yun ang adhikain ng SMNI. Kung kaya't ginagawa namin ito at kung kaya't ako'y nagpapasalamat sa napakalinaw na sagot na binigay nyo ngayon na 35 million lang pala at saka 4 million lang pala. So maliwanag na there are really people in our country who are out to destroy Congress. Alam na alam po namin yan, sir. Hindi lang ang Kongreso, kundi ang buong bansa. Alam po namin yan. At sa SMNI, ang totoo po ito, hindi po pera ang motibasyon namin kung hindi pagmamahal sa bayan. Alam ko na halos non-profit na yan. Wala pong gustong kumuha ng mga, lalo na sa laban, kasi it's not a sexy topic. It's anti-CPP, NPA, NDF. And that is our dream, to finally rid of our country, of those communist terrorists in our country, no? Na nagnakaw ng mga anak namin. So, dumudulog kami sa inyo na isipin niyo naman na kami ang partners ninyo dito kasi yun po ang katotohanan. Yun lang po, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair.
The Honorable Suarez is recognized.
I just want to go back to Ka Eric. So Ka Eric, yung source po ninyo, kanina binanggit nyo isang
Wi-Fi mo.
unverified number at isang dating source nyo sa CPP-NPA. Sino po siya?
With due respect to Honorable Suarez, sir, I refuse to answer because I think it is my right to protect my source as a journalist. And since it is very clear that the source failed to authenticate and validate the information provided for us, as per revelation in Congress right now, Congressman Suarez, Mr. Chairman, sir. So it means that it will be between us and the source already to talk. And I do not see any need to reveal him because he had helped a lot as a source in my previous operations.
And the other source you mentioned is an unverified
Unlisted
number.
Yes, sir.
Unlisted.
Unlisted.
Do you still have the text active?
No, I'm trying to retrieve. That's why I was trying to check the message box. Wala na po, sir. Hindi ko siya na save na. And
So,
that,
so what you're saying is one source is an unverified number and the other source is
a previous source.
your previous kasamahan mo sa CPP-NPA.
Sorry, Your Honor. Hindi siya CPP, NPA, NDF, pero nakakatrabaho po niya ang unit namin sa National Intelligence ng NPA.
At siya po ay isang pribadong mamamayan.
Opo. Right now, I will wait for the advice of the council to reveal kasi matitrace siya, sir. Pag sinabi ko kung saan siya ngayon.
Well, look, we need to, if you're gonna be secretive about divulging information, it puts question on the validity of your statements. Because now you're hiding the truth by, all sorts of layers and layers and layers of reasons. It's just a valid question. Who is your source?
Yeah.
Because if your source, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me.
Sino po kayo? Yeah, but we need to take your oath. So I suggest that you,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah, thank you.
Can we be informed who that lady in brown is, Mr. Chair?
Ano po pangalan? Ana, mapakikuha lang yung pangalan niya. Thank you. Tsaka anong posisyon niya?
Kasi if she wants to be recognized, she can get a seat and speak.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyway, so Eric, going back. So, yung source po ninyo, isang taong hindi nyo kilala kasi unverified yung number. Tapos yung isa dati yung kasamahan at pinaghuhugutan ng impormasyon.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ang lalaking ito, sinabi nyo lang na lalaki.
May him.
Nakita di umano kayo at may dokumento pinakita. Yung dokumentong yun, nasa na po yun?
Nasa kanya po.
Nasa kanya.
Kasi sana magkakaroon pa ng next meeting. The meeting was already overtaken by events dahil po sa investigation na ito
Saan po kayo nagkita?
in a private place po. Sa malapit lang po sa area kung saan din po nakatira siya ngayon.
Malapit lang po sa area kung saan
Nasa
siya.
Maynila lang siya po, sir, ngayon.
Okay. No, I mean, you can give it, you have to give more validity to your statements. I mean, you were so quick to mention 1.8 billion, but now when we're talking about specifics, now you're starting to become, for some reason, evasive. So, my question is, when did you see your source?
Mr. Chairman and Honorable Suarez, sir, kahapon lang.
Kahapon kayo nakita.
Because he texted the message during the time na ini-interview namin si former Secretary Greco Belica.
So kahapon kayo nakita.
Kahapon.
Kahapon is Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Kaso lang Tuesday ako nag-deliver ng point of personal and collective privilege. Monday, nyo pinalabas yung show.
Tama po.
Tapos kahapon lang kayo nagkita.
Kasi kahapon na siya available. He came from the province during a travel.
Okay, so kailan naiabot sa iyo yung dokumento na sinabi mong pinagbasihan mo ng 1.8 billion?
Ipinakita niya lang po maraming mga documents yun. Hindi lang po.
Kailan?
Kahapon.
Hindi ko maintindihan. You said on Monday night, was that a live broadcast or tape?
Live broadcast.
It was live broadcast where you stated that the speaker spent 1.8 billion.
As a question, please, sir.
Yeah, no, it was a statement. We can debate later whether it is a statement, but okay. You mentioned 1.8 billion on Monday. What was the basis of the 1.8 billion? You said it came from two sources. One unverified number and one from your source that you don't want to mention.
Yes.
My question is, when did you meet and see the documents to give that statement that you issued on Monday?
The 1.8 billion as a reference question po, itinext niya na. So sabi ko, do you have the document? Sabi niya, nasa out of town pa ako. Wednesday ako.
So itinext sa iyo nung Lunes.
Lunes. Kaya nga tinanong namin.
Okay. Di klaro na. So nakatanggap ka ng dalawang text
Dalawang text.
nung Lunes.
Okay, sir.
Ngayon, yung nagpadala sa iyo, nakilala mo na matagal, government employee ba siya?
I will only proceed to give details about the source when it is clarified by a legal competent
No,
advisor.
It's a yes or no?
I request to refuse the answer. To answer.
I'm sorry. Your seatmate just mentioned you're here to uphold the integrity and help the House uncover the truth. So let's uncover the truth. Is he or she a government employee?
May I request? There are lawyers in the room.
It's just a yes or no, Eric.
Because when I state kung saan siya connected at ano siya, it will really
No,
now
just tell
go
me.
on with the question.
No, it's just a government employee or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
As a government employee.
Yes.
Okay. So now does the government employee work in Congress?
No further answer about that, sir.
No, it's yes or no. Does he work in Congress?
No, sir.
No. No. Okay. Because in your statement, you said, based on my source in Congress, gumastos si Speaker Martin Romualdez ng 1.8 billion pesos. Sinabi mo, based on my source from Congress. And you just said now that he is not an employee of Congress.
Lower house? No.
Huh?
Congress is two. Senate and lower house. Not from the lower house. Congress is composed of two houses. Lower house and Senate.